Hey everybody, so Consuelo and I thought we'd talk about our generator setup today and how we came to decide on that. Consuelo did most of the work on it, but this is our main panel, and you can see when we had the electrician come in and put the interlock kit on, which I'll show you in a second, they add this sticker so anybody working on it knows there's a generator possibly
and where it's
attached
located,
and where it is. Yeah,
it.
so there's that again. It's a mechanical generator interlock kit, so it gives you the instructions. And so this is the main switch. Right now it's on because our power's back on. And this little nifty thing is what he added. Mm-hmm. So this right here is what takes the power from the Jenny that would be plugged in on the back porch. So right now it's off, as you can see. But what I would do is turn off the mains. Oops, I'm not showing it right. Turn off the mains, and then this thing slides over so that you can turn on this. So it's like a safety measure, so you can't have them both on at the same time because that would backfeed to the line outside and might kill one of the linemen working on it. Anything you want to add?
No, you've got this down.
Okay, hold on. We're going upstairs now. Hang on. So this right here, next to the power panel for the hot tub, is where we plug in the Jenny. You can see it's got like a crazy fancy plug that only goes in one way. So that's where that is. That's just above the laundry room where the panel that you saw was.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's our generator. That's where we have it set up now.
Right.
Let's see. So we decided on purchasing this one after we had to determine, like, what are our needs? Mm-hmm. You know, what do we want to power up during an outage? And because that was really important for us as to help us determine where we were going to go with this. Because how we got there is initially I had 3 quotes from companies to come in, tell us how much is it to just set up the automatic standby generator, right? And hook that up to our house and run our house. Well, by the time we got through to the 3rd quote, I mean, the pricing was just all over the place. Because remember when we were talking about it, we were like, why is there such a difference in the pricing? It was anywhere from, what, 7 to 15,000. I mean, it just was swinging wildly. So, you know, we had to get up to speed on all the information because there's different variables. So it depends on your budget too, because one, you run it either with the gas, the propane gas line, I think it was, and
natural gas.
Natural gas, thank you. Natural gas, and then we thought about, well, if it's what if the natural gas line is out?
Yep.
Then basically it does nothing for us, right? So that was the thing we had to consider, and then so there were a number of considerations to make. So, anyways, from that experience, I just stumbled on some videos of like basically dudes who were doing this type of portable generator hookups to your home using a transfer switch, and there's a number of transfer switches that can be used, and really for us it was about bringing an electrician in, so we called the electric company to come in. We called an electrician to come in, take a look at our situation. We had a couple of them, and see who we wanted to work with. So we found a really good person to work with, and he walked us through everything, gave us all the details, and a lot of good information. That's where we felt comfortable about doing the transfer switch option with a portable generator. And as far as like this generator that we have, it runs, I think it's rated at like 10 hours, but really we got like 12 hours out of it. This generator.
Oh, it was way more than that.
It was. We also didn't have like a full load that we ran on it. We didn't want to. I mean.
Oh yeah, I forgot to show that on the panel. There's some stuff that you should turn off. They put little red dots on it before you do. Like we turned off the range, we turned off the dryer, we turned off. Obviously the hot tub got switched off at the main so that it wasn't taxing the system too much. And we decided, it wasn't that warm, but we decided not to run the air conditioning because all we really cared about was running the freezers and the fridge.
And that was for us, right? And we thought, well, I mean, if we don't have electricity right now, we don't necessarily need to running everything in the
No,
house. We didn't feel like we wanted to be doing that.
Yeah.
We just wanted to protect our freezers and a number of other things in the house and leave it at that for now. And we're very comfortable with that. So again, it depends on your budget and your needs.
Yeah.
And what you're going to need to make sure you've got to have running. You know, some people have medical devices that need to be running. So making sure that whatever option you go with can support that.
Oh, and that's something else. Speaking of people that might not be able to, this one has a battery start. You plug this little thing in here, and then you can just push the button. And if that fails, there is a pull start. But I'll tell you what, that pull start is a pain in the ass.
No, you want the electric start.
Yeah.
That is a good.
That was a good call.
You know, when purchasing this, it was like, yeah, we can pull it, but I remember with our snowblower, quite frankly, was a pain in the ass sometimes to get it going. So the electric start is really nice.
Yeah.
But then we keep the pull start in practice.
So it works
So
still
it does work
to make sure in
if
case.
If the battery goes down or something happens, then the pull start is going to be the second option.
Right.
So that's a good point to make for sure.
So something else that happened when I went to get gas, we usually keep a couple cans around that we rotate, you know, in and out of Consuelo's car, which is a pain. And she bought a what is that called?
It's a siphon pump.
A siphon pump that we're going to start using, and I think that's a really good thing to have, so you can keep your gas rotated.
Yeah. So
keep it fresh.
this is what I'm trying out. Ow, there's mosquitoes out here. I'm trying this one out, but I think I'm going to need a larger tubing. So I've ordered another one with a much larger tubing and a stopper on each end. So really, you would just put it into your 5-gallon tank and then pump it into your generator with the pump. Just doing the pump versus doing that. So
yeah.
that is a thing we learned
and
too.
something else that we discovered we needed that we ended up using was because this doesn't get used hopefully that often. It's really important to make sure that you've got a stabilizer in it, that gas stabilizer. So we had that in there. What do you call it? Just gas stabilizer, right?
Yeah.
It's like a red. Here, she's gonna get it. So another thing that we're thinking about is when I went out to get gas, a lot of the pumps around us, a lot of the gas stations around us were also out of power. So it's not like a for sure that you'll be able to get gasoline all the time, especially if it's a protracted, long kind of thing. So what we're thinking about now...
It's a fuel stabilizer.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Stable fuel.
So it just keeps your
Put it up, baby.
your fuel fresh. So in other words, so you don't, so it doesn't get
The gas gets old and then it doesn't work.
Yeah,
Jams up the carburetor, all that.
Exactly. So a stabilizer.
So, the gas stations were out of power too. So what we're thinking about possibly with part of the kitchen renovation money is getting some panels that won't be, wired into this fancy schmancy thing we have here, but just enough to power maybe 3 of the freezers and the refrigerator, and a power supply for that, just as a backup to the backup. But we'll see how much that would cost, but we're just, because all the gas stations were out of power, I'm telling them, like, sometimes you might not be able to get gasoline after a while. So it just as a, like...
Oh, the solar panels?
The solar panels. And I don't think we'll put them on the house just because of the crazy weather and hail and getting them busted up. But I've seen some, you just lay them out in the backyard or prop them up against something. And this is a south-facing yard. So there are a couple of spots we could use, like on top of the library up there on the balcony. That would probably be plenty sunny to power those. So that's something we're thinking for a backup to the backup, because gasoline's not a for sure.
And I think too with the generator, the other thing that's been kind of cool is that I'm not really like an engine person. I don't really like working on my car or doing things I'm not that kind of lesbian. But I will do certain things because they need to get done. And for instance, on this generator, after 30 hours, since it's a new generator, you want to change the oil. And Jonko and I talked about that. We're like, yeah, hey, because this one really, it's super easy. You just take a...
this is the dipstick and fill. And it's
so right
underneath there.
This
Oops, sorry. It's underneath
that we would,
there.
put a container underneath it and just drain the oil out, and then put some new oil in there.
Yeah.
And that's after 30 hours, and then
Which
the
we're
next
well
oil
over now.
change, will be at 100 hours.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with this one too, is it has
Oh yeah.
a digital display of how many hours you have on your generator, and also it has an automatic shut off if your oil gets low. So in other words,
Oh, I
if
didn't
your
even
oil,
know that.
Yeah, if your oil gets too low on your generator and you run it out without a backup like that, you could ruin your generator.
Wow.
So for us, we have a lot of safety nets. So one of them is if the oil's getting too low, then it's gonna shut off on you, which is good. And
We checked it about halfway through this ordeal and put a little bit more oil in it.
Yeah, we did add a little bit.
Just a little bit, just to make sure.
Because we knew it was going to be a number of days.
Yeah.
And also it says you want to check it after each 8 hours of runtime, continuous runtime, you want to check it. And all that was really good because it just kept us in practice now too. So we've had a lot of practice with it, and we've had it now for over 2 years.
Couple of years,
yeah.
yeah.
And
you got a good price on it at Menards.
Really good, for this kind of generator. I think Generac is like a good industry leader generator, and we got a really good price on it, and we've been able to practice with it. And that's the thing that's really important too. If you're going to go this route, is getting your practice on it, and so you feel comfortable with it. So
I learned that the hard way. I had to watch a YouTube video to figure out how to start it because like I said, I didn't pay attention when she told me how to start it. And now I know.
Once a month we started up, and, I'd be like, honey, take a look at this. Okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And and then
and here we were,
home
and she was at work. I'm calling. I'm like, honey, she's and she's in the aseptic. She couldn't answer.
Right in there. You jumped right in there.
Yeah, I got it.
I got home and it was like the house was up and running.
Dudes made it up. It's not like it's rocket science. It's hard. So anything else?
Yeah, really, it's just about seriously considering your options now. We did this a while ago, and we're happy. I mean, we're really happy that we did it because that peace of mind.
Yeah.
What happened for us was a few years ago. We were out for 6 days, and
in the winter.
In the winter, and so we had to keep our fireplace running, and so that was, keeping that running. It was pretty much every 3 to 4 hours that we had to add and poke the fire.
Yeah, they're not designed for that. They're poorly designed fireplaces
so
here.
That by the end of it, we were so tired and just exhausted from when is it going to come? And the house was
cold.
We just kept it where
we kept candles going.
Yeah, it didn't freeze our pipes or anything, but there was so much worry about it. So the peace of mind that we have now, that when this happens, that we just turn it on, plug it in, do our panel. We're good to go until it comes back up.
Yeah.
That's we're not exhausted at the end of this.
Yeah, we slept really. It was a lot. Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing though.
Yeah.
That we talked about for this. We had boards up and cardboard around, but we do want to get like a quiet box for it with a exhaust that goes up the top there, because it's very warm on the other side, and the exhaust is, they're loud. You heard it the other day. They're loud. So I think a quiet box would be our next investment, and that would be totally worth it.
And that's the difference between having the portable generator and a standby one that they come in, install. It's already in a container, if you will, and with those they also can do it does, you can set it up to do regular to run automatically, like once a month,
so it
to
tests
keep it in
itself.
practice. And then the other thing too is also about oil changes. I think on when we were looking at the automatic one, that they come out and service it, oil changes, things like that. That's all kind of part of the contract deal.
Yeah.
So again, it just depends on your budget and what direction you want to go with, either doing a standby like that or like this route with a portable, but you still plug it into your house and essentially get the same, get yourself powered. Yeah. And then even some of the transfer switches can be automatic, so we do more of a manual switch over ourselves, and we've determined what we wanted, but there are also, a few options. Some of it can be automatic, as far as at the panel, things like that. So they have different options.
All right. Thank you, Consuelo.
Yes.
For sharing what you learned with us.
No, it was a joint venture. It was the two.
Yeah.
We got this Well, I mean, I got it off the ground by saying, well, we need to do something about it, but I think once we both, started meeting with when we had those quotes come in, and then really started talking about it. And, but yeah, as a team, we put it together to fill our needs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So.
Good luck to you all, and then any questions you have, definitely,
send it in the comments, and
send it in the comments, and we'll do our best to answer.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.